Alright, so it's been a long time since I posted anything photography related, and something funny just happened to me. I was, like I said, thinking about photography, and I've had my Fuji X100T, the one that I featured like 5 years ago on the channel, and basically I wanted to see if it still worked. I had it in my luggage. I haven't used it in more than 2 years, and yeah, I just wanted to fire it up and see if everything was good, because I was thinking about maybe going out and taking some shots. And yeah, this guy basically it gave me a little bit of a shock. I tried all the batteries, it wouldn't turn on. I plugged in micro USB, and that didn't work. And then I thought, shit, this thing must be a goner. Maybe this thing is fried or something's wrong. And I found the original micro USB cord that came in the box, and I plugged it in, and it fired up. It started working. Yeah, so I let that charge up. I let the batteries charge up, but it was weird because like I put the batteries in that were charged and it wouldn't work, and then I was turning on off and it wouldn't power on. It wasn't until I put in the factory USB, and then it came to life. So if that happens to anybody else, try the micro USB first. Yeah, and so after I got that scare, I started looking at this more closely, and it's, like I said, it's been a few years since I've looked at this, and yeah, the first thing that came to mind was like, this thing weighs quite a bit. It's like I forgot how much this weighs. It's not like super heavy, but it's definitely substantial. And then since I haven't been using this because, you know, there's COVID, and basically places I've been living haven't been all that appealing for photography. And then I've got a Pixel phone, and that takes great photos. And so I just haven't been in the mood to go out and shoot. And so my question is this still a viable option? You know, there's a new X100 V, the 5th edition, and I kind of poo-pooed on the F a while back in another video. And so I just kind of started doing some research online, and it looks like a great upgrade. It's just chock full of features, things maybe a lot of people want, but like I said in my other videos, I like to keep things simple, and I like to shoot manual. So I went ahead and cleaned this off, dusted it off, fired it on, and another big surprise is that it factory reset itself. So all my function keys that I had set up, gone. The first thing that showed up on the screen was, what language do you want to use? So I was like, oh my god. And then the next thing I noticed was that all the file numbers are back to 0, or, you know, first shot was number 1. So I was like, oh, okay, so it basically did a factory reset after not being charged for, you know, a couple years or so. So that was interesting. And then the next thing I wanted to do is see how the app is, since it's been a while, and I've complained about the app. The app is totally janky. It's like you try to connect to it via Wi-Fi, and it's hit or miss, usually 90% miss. So it's like, the app itself looks better, but I still have that connectivity issues, but I kind of figured it out. So yeah, I'm able to, you know, remote control the phone, the camera through the phone. I'm also able to see the pictures, so I could transport or import them into the phone. Yeah, it's still weird where it's like you can't do one of those two functions. You have to pick one, and then you have to disconnect from Wi-Fi, then reconnect to Wi-Fi to do the other. So if you want to remote control your phone, you got to connect to it, set that up, and then if you want to stop doing that to import an image, you have to disconnect from the Wi-Fi, reconnect from the Wi-Fi, and then you get that back into your into your phone. So yeah, that's still an issue. I mean, how many years has it been since this technology has been around? Oh yeah, and by the way, this is actually the first model. The T is the first model that has support for the app. So if you download the app, you'll see this is the one and only, or this is the oldest model that you could get the app to work with. So the S in the original X100, you cannot. So if you kind of want to maybe pick up a used model and use it with the app to, you know, transfer photos. This one also has, this was also the first model that had the film simulations. The S and the X100 did not. So if you like a bare bones basic camera, like a film camera, the T is still an awesome option. The V is like, it gives you everything. It gives you everything in the kitchen sink, right? Like I said, the only thing I care about, you know, I usually shoot with ISO auto. I care about the aperture and the shutter speed, and then just composing it how I like. So, you know, I don't use a joystick. I'm not gonna touch the focus. I don't need like 400 plus autofocus points and all that. So if you need that, you need that extra help, then the V is probably the model you want to get. But I'm like totally shocked. I looked online to see how much this goes for these days, and when the F came out, this one dropped in price quite a bit. I mean, you could pick these up easily under 500, 300, 350, 380. It was like something like that when I looked on eBay back then. This thing's going for 850. If you want to get a new one that no one's used before, it's 1200. The brand new V is 1400. It's 1399. So it's kind of like the used car market. It's like inflation in the camera market and the used car market are about the same. It's like these things went up in price, which is incredible. So yeah, I don't know. Just some other thoughts on this. Like I said, I still like the simplicity. I think the V is an awesome upgrade. Like I said, I wasn't too thrilled with the F, but the V looks good. Do I want to spend that money on buying that for, you know, a slight increase in picture quality and sharpness? No. So I think I'm just going to stick with this, and I'm going to start making some videos, doing some photo walks, actually show some of my photography. In the past, I was a little bit shy. You know, the thing is, it's like a journey when you're first starting out. You're trying to learn the basics. You're trying to figure things out. You're trying to figure out how to do the manual settings correctly. I mean, I have some great photos. This was like my camera while traveling throughout Southeast Asia. And I have incredible photos. I've just never shared them with anybody. It's like in my personal collection. So, I don't know, maybe I'll get around to doing that one day, but we could start out with doing some photo walks and maybe doing, you know, sharing some of those images with you guys. And what else can I tell you? Oh yeah, I saw that interesting video by Matt Granger. He compared all 5 models, and he's basically saying what I just said, where, you know, if you got the money, go for the V, it's got everything. His choice was actually the S, which is the model just before this. You know, if he had to go back and pick a used camera, and I think the real winner is actually the T, because like I said, this one is the first one that got the app support, so you could geotag your photos, you could transfer your photos, you have the film simulations built in, and yeah, this has been a great camera. I was kind of sad and scared that it wasn't working anymore, so I'm happy that it's come back to life. A little Frankenstein camera of mine here. So it's back to life, and I plan on shooting some great, awesome portraiture and street photography and environmental shots soon. So stay tuned. Thanks, guys.